Sekou Kone joined Manchester United last summer as a surprise addition from Mali-based club Gdars FC, a £1 million signing who caught the club's eye at the Under-17s World Cup. He spent much of the last year with the Under-21s, but got a taste of first-team action in United's recent post-season tour of Asia, and despite playing just over 30 minutes across 2 games, he turned heads. Many fans were calling him the standout performer. So, is he ready to make the jump under Ruben Amorim, or is there another step in the plan? This video delves into Kone's development over the last 12 months, and what the actual plan is for him going forward. Hello guys, and welcome back to United District, and today we're speaking about Sekou Kone. So, this kid, obviously, like I said in the intro, he joined the club last summer, and it was a really exciting deal because it was something that we're not really used to as United fans, a completely out of the blue sign-in where it's like, oh, this kid looks exciting, he's really young, he's got a lot of potential, the initial clips all looked pretty promising, and he was going into the under-21s. Now, some people initially thought that he might be a sneaky first-team signing, kind of like what Aiden Heaven turned out to be 6 months later, but that wasn't to happen. He's still not made his official first-team debut. But he did impress. He started the season a little bit slowly. He only played 14 games. I think he played a couple more than that, but they didn't get registered onto this site. But 14 games, 1,000 minutes. That's partly because he had to have his own pre-season when he came in. Now, obviously, he looked really exciting when he came in, and through the clips of what we saw in the Under-17s World Cup, etc. But he was raw, and he definitely wasn't ready for the pace of the Under-21s League, which, I mean, it's not Premier League standard or anything, but it's definitely a lot more physical and a lot more quick than what he would have been used to. So United got him up to speed. He did have an injury setback, which also impacted these stats, but he kind of improved as he went on, and towards the end of the season, he was really impressing, and that's why he got some minutes on the post-season tour, where, I mean, almost everyone looked poor, apart from a few players. Chido Obi done well in the second game, and Sekou Kone, in both of his appearances on that tour, really impressed, and got people asking the question, is this kid going to be in the first team next year? I mean, midfield is definitely a problem area for United, and some people watched the clips from those 2 performances and thought, I mean, he looks like he could do a job, he's really exciting. Is that the plan? Now, that's what we're going to speak about. Now, this is the main report which has come out over the last few weeks, and it's from Mail Online. So it essentially speaks about how Kone is set to leave on loan this summer, and it is Swiss side Lausanne, who are also owned by Ineos, who are the most likely that he's going to move to. It mentions that he's made huge strides in the under-21s, which is true. And it also mentions that internally they view that there's immense value in allowing Kone to refine his game in a senior setup, kind of away from United, away from the United attention. Now, obviously, there are other clubs interested in Kone, but it seems like Lausanne are the most likely that he's going to go to. And that's an interesting topic, because that would be United's first multi-club deal. And obviously, this report did mention this striker. So this rumour came out earlier in the summer, and apparently a really talented young striker, Enzo Canabiac, I feel like I might have butchered his name, but apologies if I have. He's also planning to spend a season on loan at Lausanne. So you are probably wondering, what are the benefits of sending Kone to this Swiss team, which Ineos also own? Because you could also argue that it seems like it would probably be beneficial for him to go to the Championship. If you're choosing to let him go out on loan and get some more experience, is it better to keep him in England? Well, there's a few different reasons why using Lausanne, also owned by Ineos, like I've said, is an interesting move, and it has its benefits. First of all, you do know that there's a lot more control with this move. Obviously, you move a player out on loan, and United have done it more than enough times. They can easily fall out of favour, the team could be under pressure, and using that loan player just immediately goes out the window. And United have been stung by that a lot of times in the recent past. So you take that almost out of the equation, because I think, if I'm not wrong, Lausanne have finished pretty comfortably in the top half of the Swiss league the past few years. They seem to be a decent team for that level, and obviously with Ineos owning them, there can be a lot more of control in terms of ensuring that he is getting the game time he needs. And of course, sending him out there alongside this new striker starts to build the relationship between these two clubs, where United will probably do more business with Lausanne just because it seems to make sense in the modern game. We've seen Chelsea do it a lot with Strasbourg, and it just seems like something that if you have the opportunity to get into doing it and sending your players out on loan to these clubs, you might as well, because of the things that I've mentioned. And I think the main thing is game time, because let's not get it wrong that United have had bad loans. A lot of bad loans. I think we can count Ahmad to Sunderland. I think James Garner to Nottingham Forest a few years ago was a really good loan. There's probably a few that I'm forgetting, but that is the story of United's loans. A lot of them are bad. A lot of them don't get enough game time, and they feel near pointless. Now, Kone has had a good start to life at United, but as this graph shows, that he needs to get consistent game time. If United don't want to bring him straight into the first team, which is understandable, I think, you've got to almost guarantee him that game time, and this report does make it seem like that's what they're trying to do. Now, of course, there are some drawbacks to this same method. So United are getting the guaranteed game time, but is he playing in a competitive enough league? Is it setting him up for success at Old Trafford? That's up for debate. I mean, if you look back in this report, it does also mention that clubs in Belgium and France are admirers of Kone. And so a lot of people I know would probably say that if you send him on loan to France and he has consistent game time in Ligue 1, you're setting him up in a really competitive league, and 12 months' time, he can come back to Old Trafford and be prepared to almost come into the Premier League. Obviously, it's not the same, but a lot of people do mention about the physicality of the French league and how it's really good, and especially for midfielders, I think there's a lot of talented young midfielders in that league. So that's an interesting point. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you think United should be taking the risk and maybe sending him to a club in France or elsewhere a bit more competitive? But there is the concern that he might not get the consistent game time, and United might not be able to kind of have a little bit more control over that loan period. Or do you think that it is a good move for United to be prioritising him going to Lausanne and being able to know that he is going to get the game time and the development in that sense that he needs? So I think we've got to be patient with him, but it's undeniable that this is an exciting development. It's nice to see him get through his first season. He's done really well. He's probably unfortunate to not get any first team minutes across the last season, but I'm sure that if he does have a successful loan spell, then first team minutes at Old Trafford are just going to be a matter of time. Let me know what you think of Kone in the comments below. Let me know what you think of him going out on loan. Do you think it's the right decision? Do you think it's the wrong decision? Do you think he should go to Lausanne or elsewhere? Let me know in the comments. Thank you very much for watching this video, and we'll see you in the next one.